Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit more about my gear, and in particular my my tent, my Nemo Hornet one-person tent. And I've talked in a couple of other videos briefly about it. But this tent I've chosen, even though I know that I could save a few ounces by going with a different type of tent. This one I think is going to be well suited for me, and the trade-off in those few extra ounces versus the comfort that I will have and a much better night's sleep, I think is worth those extra few ounces that I'll be carrying on my back. But even when you've done all your research, you've had some shakedown hikes, and you're pretty certain that you've got the best item for you, and in this case my tent, sometimes you might need to do a little bit of tweaking to your stuff to sort of customize it to meet your needs a little bit better. And even though I like the idea of a double wall to help reduce condensation, stuff like that with my tent, this does have some drawbacks when you have a double walled tent like this. And one of them is that if you happen to be setting it up in rainy conditions, which is very likely, I'm certain that there'll be several occasions when I'll be setting this tent up in the rain on the Appalachian Trail. It's one of the rainiest trails we have. So I'm sure this is going to happen. And the problem is the way you set up a tent like this is that you put the main body of your tent up first and then the rain fly afterwards. And if it's raining, especially if it's raining hard, that means your tent is going to get wet. So I've been trying to think of a way that I can avoid doing that. And I've seen some other videos with some different tents with using a certain method. And so I'm going to try that. I haven't tried this yet, so I'll probably go ahead and upload this video one way or the other. This may be a fail, but I'll show a little bit of humility, and if it doesn't work for me, I'll go ahead and upload this video anyway, and then maybe one of you, if it doesn't work, can make a comment and tell me something else that I could do to make it work better. But I'm hoping this works, and so let me go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to have to do to figure this out is just go ahead and set the tent up. So give me a minute to set this tent up. It sets up real easily. Let me unpack it here. Here's the main body of the tent. Actually, I already have my poles out. So here's the main body of the tent, and I also have my footprint out. And then here's the fly. And then actually, I've already pulled out my poles and my footprint. So let me go ahead and lay out my footprint here. It's a little windy. I hope this stays in place. Okay, let's lay that out. Uh-oh, we got some wild animals here. Hopefully those wild animals... you can't be here. No, you can't be here. Oh, the wind, between the wind, and I think I'm just going to forego the footprint because I'm not really camping. So, all right, so normally I'd have a footprint down. And let's go ahead and set up the tent. Let's find the door. There's the door right here. That means we go this way. All right. All right, so the footprint should be under there, but okay. So this is the way you normally set it up. You lay out your tent like this. So, and then you get your poles. And okay, so the problem with this type of tent is that you need the main body of your tent in order to set the poles up. And you can't put the fly on until you have your poles set up. So, where's my... Okay. All right. Okay, so that's how you set that up. And then we just go right here. And then we've got these. Okay, we've got that. Got that. Okay, and then normally what you need to do is go ahead and put stakes out here when you're setting up the body of the tent. But I've just done this really in order to figure out, you know, how my bar is going to work. And now, okay, so this is the way it's set up. As I said, normally I would stake that out, but all I've done now is the only reason I've done this is not really to set up the body of my tent, but to use the main body of my tent to figure out exactly where the ends of my poles are going to be. So the idea is I want to figure out how to set up my poles without using my tent. And I went down to the Tuesday market here in San Miguel de Allende, where in the previous video I've showed you where that's such a great place to go to get fresh fruits and vegetables in order to eat healthy. But they sell all kinds of stuff, and you never know what you're going to find there. And today I went down and I found this sort of nylon string, which I think will do a good job of helping me figure out how to set this up without using the tent. Because right now, if it were raining right now, my tent would be getting really wet. So let me make a loop right there, okay? And then I'm going to just set that right down there, okay, at the bottom. And I'm going to bring this down to about right here. And I think I'm going to bring it like right down under. So it's right under there. And, oops, hang on. Well, that's what you get. No, come on, you guys. Come on. Knock it off. Knock it off. Okay, whatever. Okay. So now what I want to do, I need to make one go from there and one go to there. So what I want to do actually is get enough to go here. I brought some scissors out here to cut that. Let's get the scissors. So that should be plenty right there. And then I want this to go about right here. So let me go ahead and tie that off right there. Use a square knot so it stays in place. And I might even use a double square knot. See if that does it, so it doesn't want to pull. Okay, and then we'll bring this out this way. That's plenty. All right, and now what I want to do is figure out, okay, this one, I want that loop to be about right there. So I'm going to make a little loop right here. There we go. And we'll place that right there. I think I'm going to have to do that like that. And then put that back in there temporarily while I tighten this up. Oops, looks like, whoops, that doesn't want to stay in place. Okay, but okay, so this one's going to have to be about right here. So let's tie that off. All right, wild beasts are in the way. So let's do that, like that. Okay, now I think I ought to be able to, look at that. Look how that works. All right, so now, okay, so now it looks like it's going to work. All right, so now I could actually not even have this out of the bag yet, keeping it in my bag so it doesn't get wet while it's raining. And while it's raining, go ahead and set up my ring fly. Okay, and that will come up like this. Okay, and now the question is, am I going to be able to find a way to, I might have to find some other way to hook these, but for now, let's see if that will work. I might have to jerry-rig something a little different, but hopefully this will work for me. And then, whoops, maybe not. Hang on. We want this to stay on here, so let's do it like that. Okay, we're getting a little bit of wind, which is making things difficult on me. Okay, so now what I need to do is stake this out. Grab my stakes. Okay, and so we'll have one stake about right here. Down there. Then another stake about right here. Okay. All right, so now, and then I can stake this out. Like, oops, I'm pulling it a little too much, I think. Let me go over here. Then we'll pull this out. Okay, so there's my rainfly. Now, hopefully I've kept this nice and dry. We'll pull it out, or actually, we'd probably go ahead and move all of this inside. At this point, lay out my footprint. And now let's go ahead and open the door here to the rainfly so we can get inside. Okay, so now here we are inside, and you can see my string. Oops, this should have been, let me find a better way to keep this down. Okay, so now here we are. I might, let me go ahead and change the angle of my camera here. So maybe we can see inside a little better. Okay, so now it's just a matter. Okay, normally I would put down my footprint at this time, but now I just want to set this up. So I'm going to come over here, and now this is what should have been done right here originally. This is the way this should be set up, like this, and then this like this. That went pretty well. And then this would go like that. Okay, and then this come down here. Okay, so now we've replaced my nylon string with the original tent, and now we can go ahead and set it up like this. Okay, put this, let's go ahead and do these first on this side, be easier to reach. Okay. Okay, let's Okay, now the only thing left to do is get the foot of this down using this right here. In fact, I may not even have to undo these stakes. Just leave them right where they were originally. I think it worked. There we go. And here's my tent. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now I can pull that back. Hang on. This can open up like this. And that gives it a little more room inside. And then I've got another one over here that can connect right here. There it is. And here's my tent. Okay. And as I said, normally I'd have the footprint up underneath, and then I have plenty of room for my mattress. I would say that was a success. I will definitely be posting this on Facebook. So yeah, there's all of your stuff. You can do all of your research and get, you know, what you think really is the best backpack for yourself, the best sleeping system, and the best shelter, and everything else, the best water filter, all that stuff that you're wanting to do. Find the one that's going to work best for you so that you can hike your own hike. But even when you do that, you're going to want to do some shakedown hikes and really try things out and give it some thought. Think about, you know, what's it going to be like if it rains a lot. And in this case, I've thought about the rain while I'm trying to set it up, and was worried about being able to set it up and keep my actual tent dry. And I think I have found a solution for that. So there you go. Okay, so that's just one example of how I've sort of tweaked some of my gear to make my hike of the Appalachian Trail a little bit better, and one way I plan to hike my own hike. So I'm sure that there's lots of other things that I'm going to be due to sort of tweaking some of the gear that I think is right for me. I don't think I'm going to be sawing any toothbrushes in half or anything like that. But let me know what you think. Maybe you have some really good ideas on how to tweak some of your favorite gear to make it a little bit better for you. So feel free to make comments and share your ideas. Yeah, if you like what you're seeing here, please do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you on the trail. Happy trails.